Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Chances are, as a golfer, at some point in your career, whether you were a youngster or even today, regardless how old you are, you've had a golf lesson or two and maybe several. But today we're going to meet two gentlemen who came up with a new way to teach the game of golf. It's called Operation 36. Basically, it reverses the usual traditional trend of starting on a golf tee, only they start closer to the green and work backwards to the tee. Reduces frustrations, and you know what that's all about. And I want to thank the Union League Liberty Hill for providing us with the space to do our interviews with the two gentlemen who began Operation 36. We'll be back to find out what it's all about right here on Inside Golf. The 25th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By Gap, celebrating 125 years of amateur golf. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998. The Philadelphia PGA Section, the experts in the game and business of golf.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. We're talking about Operation 36 with the founders, Matt Reagan, Ryan Daly, and they are going to tell us everything there is to know about Operation 36, from what the title's all about and what the program is all about. You know, fellas, and you're both PGA professionals, people are always asked, golfers I'm talking about, when did you start the game? Were you a kid? Were you older? Were you introduced by your parents, a friend? Did you get lessons? Where did you get the lessons? What is different about Operation 36 than the normal mainstream traditional way of, well, here's a club and here's how you grip it, et cetera, et cetera?
Sure, so Matt and I have a pretty unique story on how we started, which blends into why we're kind of motivated to do what we do. We had a very challenging start in the game of golf. We were kind of introduced the traditional way from the tee box, and we're very, very frustrated.
How old were you?
I was 15. You were?
I was 16, yeah.
Golfing families or?
No.
Okay.
No, we didn't. And Matt's got a great story of his first experience in high school, putting the golf bag
Right in the middle of the putting green on my first round. Yeah. So yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
So the start has always been interesting to us, right? Like, how do you start somebody and make it a really cool experience that they love and that they want to come back? And unfortunately, traditional golf instruction has kind of evolved into just lessons on the driving range, hit balls. Hopefully they have enough fun to come back. But then Matt and I, we got stumbled trying to do that model to most folks. So then we kind of gravitated towards a different way of doing it and tried to go back towards the traditional way. Harvey Penick back in the day, start at the green, move back to the tee. And that's kind of our shtick, is you start close to the green, have fun, get the ball in the hole, put the club back in the bag, walk to the next tee and do it again, and actually experience golf outside, walking, instead of the driving range as your first experience.
Do you remember one of the early conversations about, this whole thing of learning the game of golf? Maybe there's a different way. Do you remember anything like that, talking to Ryan?
Absolutely. That's what kind of kicked off our journey together. When I came back from my 3 internships in golf, I knew I wanted to coach, and I love coaching kids. But usually the kids get thrown to the lowest guy on the totem pole to coach at a club. And it's just traditionally a drop-in clinic. So we do that a lot, but it felt like there's a lack of purpose. Like you wouldn't put your kid into a school system if it didn't have a curriculum and you didn't know where you were going. And that's what it kind of felt like every time we were on internship. So when I came back and met Ryan, little did I know, he was actually gearing up to start with a concept of a long-term junior golf development program. What if we could get the kids to come to the course every week for the entire golf season?
Okay, so it's only been around 10, 11 years, whatever. Yep. And here you are, like you said, starting at the green, working back to the tee instead of vice versa. Was it tough to convince other people to see it that way?
Well, I would say when we first started saying that in 2015, 16, we were kind of looked at as the outliers. And when we would explain it to folks in the golf industry, they were a little taken back. But if we explained it to people outside of the golf industry, that you start with a layup and then you move back to a three-pointer, or you start close to whatever you're trying to do and move back. Archery, it made sense, but everybody in the golf industry would laugh at us and say, what are you guys doing? You're going against the grain. This is not how golf is supposed to be taught. And we just got so frustrated teaching people from the tee box, and they just would not have a good experience.
It's terrible.
We've got some awesome stories of guys from the tee box that it just was not.
They didn't want to hear about it.
It was not a good experience. I mean, you hit your first tee ball 45 degrees in the woods, you go find it, you hit it again after 10 shots, you're done, you want to go back. So we thought there had to be a better way.
Yeah, how close to the hole do you start?
We start 25 yards away.
25 yards away.
Yes, sir. We don't just put them out there and say good luck, right? There's a whole curriculum, there's a class. Like if you view it as like Taekwondo or karate, you're going from white belt to black belt, right? You have a coach there to help you. Same thing in Op36. You start close to the hole and move back, and you have a coach that's going to help you along the way. The other thing that we stumbled on, and Matt, probably good if you touch on this for Harry, is there's an app that helps folks in this journey to have a good time when they're not on the golf course.
Okay, and it builds up, I would have to think, after maybe not the first session or whatever, a sense of satisfaction that, hey, I just improved from the last time from this spot, 20, 25 yards away from the hole. It took me 7 shots to get it in the bottom of the cup. Now I can do it in 5 shots. Huh? And the object, of course, is to improve it at each level as you take it back closer to the tee box.
100%.
Yeah. Do you see that personal satisfaction and confidence, right?
Absolutely. So when someone comes to the program, the way we look at Operation 36 is it is the program to create golfers. That's what we're trying to do. And to take someone who's never played and get them engaged and feeling comfortable and confident paying for a greens fee and going out and playing on their own, that's a big gap. Well, we put someone on a range, they try to hit a ball, they see how challenging that is, there's no purpose, and then we go say, hey, we're gonna go play a hole, and people build up behind you, and they top it, and they're just anxious and frustrated. We take that and we flip it, and we say, look, here's your plan, here's your class you're coming to every week, here's your group of people that are learning golf with you, and then we're gonna go and you're gonna play 9 holes in a couple weeks. We're gonna get you prepared, it's gonna be pretty fun, we're gonna start close to the green.
That's pretty accelerated.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks to put them out there under real conditions.
And we're gonna get them playing, and then they're gonna play their 9 holes, and they're gonna write down a par maybe on one of the holes, or we've seen a kid chip the ball in their first round ever. They got their first hole in one.
Oh, boy.
You know, so it's like,
that's a tough act to follow. Right?
Yeah. So just think of that experience, and that's what we're trying to bring with Operation 36. Learning golf is all about the narrative and how we build that up from day one of the journey, and that's what we're passionate about, is make it feel good and fun to learn. Because we're going to be honest, it takes a while to learn and get good at. You have to put in the time, just like everything else. So, but yeah.
And how long do they spend, say, 20, 25 yards out? When do they move it back even farther?
Yeah, so as soon as they shoot 36 from their division, their own personal benchmark, they're going to move back to Division 2, which is 50 yards from the hole. Then they're going to move back to 100 yards from the hole, which is Division 3, 150, 200 yards, and then we're back to Division 6, playing the full tee box, trying to shoot 36 or par from the full tee box.
You just gave away the answer to the question. The name, where did it come about? So Operation 36 is basically geared toward what par, in many cases, is for a 9-hole playing golf. 36 shots, starting out close and then moving it back until you get to that goal of even par or even subpar. Operation 36, Matt and Ryan, back with you in just a moment here on Inside Golf.
You don't have to go away to get away. Go and explore. Find the small businesses that make where you live a community. When you dine, choose homemade. On a free weekend, discover the great outdoors. And if it's brewed here, enjoy it with friends. Support small for an experience you won't find anywhere else. Make it local, make it Main Street, make it Modco.
The oldest state or regional golf association in the country hits a milestone this year. GAP celebrates its 125th birthday. Celebrating amateur golf since 1897, GAP has evolved to include 300-plus member clubs, more than 90,000 individual members. It offers events for males and females of all ages and ability levels. GAP continues to uphold its mission to preserve, protect, and promote the game of golf. Happy birthday, GAP. Welcome back. Inside Golf continues. We're talking Operation 36. A little different approach to learning the game of golf regardless of how old you are. And the founders, two gentlemen joining us now, Matt Reagan, Ryan Daly. We left off talking about, or I did, the boom in golf over the last couple of years. Rounds are up, participants are up, and everybody all of a sudden is in love with the game of golf for whatever reason. Now, the quick question is, especially among those in the industry, hey, is this going to continue post-COVID and everything else? How does Operation 36 help to ensure, if that can be possible, people staying involved for the game of golf? Because golf can be a lifetime game, unlike any other sport, really. What do you think?
Absolutely. So that, I mean, really that is what we do. That is what we're measuring and what our goal is. We want to retain a golfer once they come in, give them a great experience, get them on the course, connected to the magic of playing golf, and then get them in a program where they have coaching, they have a curriculum, they have a plan to keep going in golf. And we want that narrative to be built day one because we want to show them that there is a plan. Because at some point, you're right, we're going to get back to a little bit normal life. Maybe they're not going to have as much time. But what we want to do is we want to get that interest or that intrinsic motivation built up ahead of time to say, while they're sitting at home or while they're at work, man, I shot 38 the other day. I'm 2 off of my being able to beat 36. I want to go practice today because I want to beat that in my 9-hole event in 2 weeks. So it is about putting those programs in to fix the leaky bucket of golf of people leaving or trying to get out. But we have focused specifically on that entry level. We think there's a big issue of people getting in, trying it, and leaving, and we're trying to solve that by providing a better experience.
How expansive is Operation 36 here in 2022?
So we are at 621 locations as of this morning in 14 different countries. And since
It's like, what time is it,
well,
right?
Matt and I keep a heartbeat on it. And in the Philly area, we're at about a dozen clubs in the area.
Okay.
In your area.
Yeah, and 2 of them of note are Rolling Green, which is in Springfield, Delaware County, and 5 Ponds up in Bucks County in Warminster. How long have you been involved, say, with Rolling Green?
I think they've been in the network about 2 years. Now, I think it'd be helpful to clarify for you and your audience, Matt and I don't come up here and teach the classes.
Right. You rely on local input.
We rely on talented, trained PGA professionals that train with us to run Op 36. There's 2 great pros that run at 5 Ponds and then at Rolling Green as well. And we're fortunate that they're in the network and they enjoy what we do, and they use our curriculum and our app for their students. And
So they have to be trained in the process.
Yep.
And then from there, attract students, and off they go. What's the feedback been in 2-3 years at these clubs that you know of?
It's been nothing but positive. We've been learning just about as much as they have, right? So we started as a junior program. We started with kids. And then the program has evolved into adults. We have 40% of our participants are adults, mostly ladies that want to get into the game, and they don't want.
And a lot of them, I'm sure, had lessons the traditional way.
Yep, sure.
And are finding something new.
Yes,
Yeah.
They're frustrated about having to take that walk from the driving range to the tee box by themselves, and they'd rather do it with a coach where they guide them close to the hole, move back, and they absolutely love it. There's some programs that are just a ladies program or just an adult program. And Matt and I didn't figure that out. It was just kind of the network evolved, and the process of doing that seems to be adopted nationwide.
We know that now you are part of the Golf Genius program, and we had a chance to sit down with the guys from Golf Genius, talk about how they started and what they did. And I'm just wondering, how is Golf Genius going to help Operation 36 and vice versa, shall we say?
Yeah, at Operation 36, when we partnered with Golf Genius, a lot of them thought, a lot of the pros looked at this and said, Golf Genius, isn't that the tournament management company? But as Golf Genius has evolved and been serving PGA professionals for years, they've been listening to the needs of the PGA professionals, and they're helping and evolving to becoming the software development company that serves PGA professionals. So within that, there's kind of three cores. They do tournaments, which is their bread and butter all over the U.S.
Their originating founding purpose. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then they have a product for Golf Shop that they launched, and they're getting ready to go into the coaching space. So when we started talking with them about what we needed for Operation 36 on our technology front, and we saw the path that they were heading down, we fit in perfectly to that coaching track.
What has been the most satisfying thing, if we can in a minute try to summarize it, from your perspective, from when you started to where you are today with Operation 36?
Well, we get stories every week that come in from folks all around the world, which is truly amazing. Students that have an opportunity through the game of golf, and especially through Operation 36, to experience sports that they wouldn't otherwise been able to do. So if you think about some students, myself growing up, small, couldn't play football, couldn't participate in other sports, but we get stories every week of folks that come in, similar scenarios, starting out with golf. They start with Op 36, and when they go out and shoot a decent score, a respectable score, and they say to mom and dad, hey, I made my first par, I made my first birdie, I'm pretty good at this. I can do this. I want to keep doing this. That's pretty inspiring for us.
I'll echo Ryan's thoughts. The hardest part of a long-term development program is you have to wait multiple years to see if it's successful. And our success rate is can we see if we're taking someone who's never played and turning them into a golfer? And I still remember one student, this is 6 years ago, that couldn't break 36 from 25 yards away, now has a college scholarship that they just are launching and graduating school, and they have a college scholarship to go play in a women's golf program.
Gentlemen, thanks very much. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a little break with our teed off panel and then be back to wrap it up.
Not necessarily this time of year, but if we're thinking waterfront, I would probably pick that at the top of all this.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues with our teed off panel. We are back in Glenside, Pennsylvania at the beautiful Lulu Country Club, the clubhouse, the grill, everybody's here. And we're talking golf with Jim Sullivan, our host at Lulu. Sully, always a pleasure to be here, first of all, and to have you grace us with your presence.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, Harry.
On our
Great to see
these guys, you sign autographs here, don't you, when this is done?
Short line, let's put it that way.
Joe Logan, anybody he goes, they say, hey, I see you on TV and I read your myphillygolf.com blog, right?
Yep.
I hope they do. I'm sure they do. And this is Chris Lang. He can't hide anywhere either. And he plays a lot of golf, and it shows. He's in the GAP Hall of Fame, Golf Association of Philadelphia, Player of the Year at least twice, Philly Amateur Champion 3 times, and also more recently he's known for all the work he's doing to help restore Cobbs Creek. The Cobbs Creek Foundation, he's the founding CEO. Good to see you.
Nice to be here.
You know, it's still wintertime, we have to bundle up a little bit, even though the sun may be out once in a while, but we don't brave these conditions to play golf necessarily, Jimmy. So let's think about nice warm climates, okay? It's coming, spring, summer, whatever. And I want to kind of get into your favorite experience on a oceanside or a bayside golf course, locally, nationally, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to say, pick a course that you've played on the water,
right,
that you think about getting out of the cold and into the warm weather for. While I haven't played there much, I've played Seminole a handful of times, and it's a pretty spectacular spot. Great course, kind of a low-profile course if you think about just that, but kind of right in North Palm Beach, beautiful views right from the 14th tee. That would be the top of the list. If we're excluding the warm weather, Royal County Down in Northern Ireland is spectacular for waterfront, right? You wouldn't want to go there necessarily this time of year, but if we're thinking waterfront, I would probably pick that at the top of all lists.
Okay. Yeah, you can go to Seminole. Probably it's better to play there in February than it is in July, right?
I would think. Yeah, I would think. So if you're going to give me 6 months at each, let's go Royal County down in Seminole, 6 months of each. That would be my.
When I grow up, I want to be Jim Sullivan. All right, Joe Logan.
Well, in keeping with the Royal County down, I'll go with Old Head.
There you go.
In Ireland, which is the most spectacular waterside course I've ever been on. And of course, Pebble, and Torrey Pines have played, both very nice. But Kapalua, where they just played, that's a great course to play. But the one I would mention that maybe fewer people know of, Teeth of the Dog in the Dominican Republic, a Pete Dye course right along the ocean that's spectacular.
Okay, so you went outside the area for the most part, right? You didn't mention anything.
Well, give me a moment and I'll come up with something
I will.
with
I'll
water
come back.
local. Yeah.
I'll come back. Okay. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, so all these courses are fantastic. I'm lucky enough to have played them, and I'd add to the list maybe Indian Creek down in Miami. It's a wonderful a wonderful Flynn golf course, Philadelphia.
Right there in Biscayne Bay.
Key Biscayne Bay. And then I think Maidstone up in Long Island is a wonderful golf course. Obviously you mentioned Pebble and some of the other golf courses. So, all these are great venues.
I haven't been to Pebble. I've been to Torrey, which I guess it's kind of playing Torrey down a little bit to call it the poor man's Pebble Beach, but because there's not a lot of poor men out there.
I haven't been to Torrey, but I've been to Pebble, and it's
yeah,
spectacular.
it's similar. It is spectacular. They're both spectacular. I'll tell you what, and maybe it's because I don't travel like you guys or as much. I would love to. I always enjoy my experience at Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, first of all, the views. Atlantic City never looked so good as it did from that side of the marshland, and the history of that golf course. I don't think in the Philadelphia area. Now we all probably could say, well, how about this? How about that? But in terms of golf history and characters, I know you've been there a lot.
Got to be at the top of the list.
Yeah. Is there anything better than Atlantic City for golf and post-golf, 19th hole? I don't know. It's pretty special. You've had a lot of good experiences there?
I wish the Frazier family was still there.
Yeah.
Because they ran such a great operation.
Yep, their dad, Leo.
Leo.
But Jimmy and Doug, I know you guys watched the show, and the legacy of what your dad started down there. It was special. But you like
I love it.
AC?
I'm surprised I didn't think of it. And the Bay course at Seaview is pretty good too.
Yeah, very similar. And another little golf course down there, Linwood Country Club. We did. Tom Smith, our good friend, brother of Dick Smith. He runs the Winter Atlantic Golf League, and we were down there on a 62-degree day in February for the Winter Golf League at Linwood Country Club. My first time I ever stepped on the premises. That's a nifty little golf course too.
It is.
Yeah. Do you have any, before we close, Atlantic City memories?
I would put Atlantic City. Now, I hate to say this, but the Fraziers moved on sort of early in my adult life, right? So I don't have the experiences the guys just a half a generation older than me do. I've heard tons of legends, and it sounds like it was a phenomenal place and somewhere that would have been a blast to play golf and hang out, for sure.
The one guy I never met, he's a legend, George Lowe. Used to hang out there. I think it was Jim Frazier told me George was a great putter. He used to challenge guys by putting with his feet and win money. But George used to show up, as Jim Frazier said, he'd come for 3 days and stay for 3 months. And Leo let him because people would gravitate to George Lowe. He attracted people.
It's the type of place it was.
And our dear late friend Bobby Shepard always said, he knew George and George knew him. And if he walked into the grill, that great grill, iconic grill at Atlantic City.
And locker room.
George would not talk to him until Bobby bought him a drink. So I know a lot of guys like that, right? But George Lowe apparently fit that bill. Gentlemen, thank you. We'll be back more of Inside Golf in just a moment. Designed by Donald Ross, Lulu Country Club is one of the premier private golf courses in Montgomery County. This classic 18-hole course boasts a new state-of-the-art clubhouse with many amenities for members to enjoy. Members are invited to play in events, tournaments, and enjoy guest privileges. For more information, contact membership at lulucc.com.
There's There's more to the ultimate driving machine than you might think. Multiple forces converging to create something uncontainable. Introducing the ultimate first-of-its-kind machine. The ultimate hair-raising machine. And the ultimate peace of mind machine. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in to lease a 2022 BMW 330i xDrive sedan for $519 per month.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. We've been talking today about Operation 36, sort of a novel approach to learning the game or to getting better if you've already started out playing the game of golf. Finish up here with Matt and Ryan, Matt Reagan, Ryan Daly. If there is a general manager of a club or a professional or just somebody who wants more information on Operation 36, where do they go?
So the easiest place to go is our website, op36.golf, op36.golf, and click on Golf Professional, and they can schedule a demo with our team to learn if it's a good fit for them. So some facilities it's a great fit, some it's not. We'll be happy to help.
Okay, gentlemen, thanks very much. Matt Reagan, Ryan Daly, good luck. And thanks for taking time out and sharing with our audience everything there is to know about Operation 36. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. We'll see you next time on Inside Golf. The 25th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By Gap, celebrating 125 years of amateur golf. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA Section, the experts in the game and business of golf.